just hanging in his pants like he ain't even getting hard yet. Come on,
Duan's face. She said, "Keep that away from me."
Oh. It's the face for me.
Right? She said, "There ain't enough rush on this earth to make me take that."
Hey, community. Here's what's brewing today.
Insecure's back.
Ask your aunties. Gas for this ass.
And shout out to all our best friends. So get your cups ready for Minority Report.
Hey, welcome to Minority Report. It's Auntie Carell.
It's Auntie Dwan here.
And Auntie Jarrell.
Hey, how's everyone doing today?
Good. Welcome back from PB, girl.
I know.
Take me back.
Can we just pause for that supposed tan line that you were showing off in your IG,
you gotta
girl?
you gotta show a little cheek, just a little. See the speedo line.
I said, where? I said,
I was like,
look, I'm over here like,
you had the magnifying glass out. Stop it.
she tried it. I said,
okay. It's a little cheek.
She didn't angle the light in such a way so it reflects off her skin. It really wasn't a tan line. It was just a reflection.
That is funny.
She's just trying to show off a little skin.
Just a little skin. That's it.
So I got a question for Jarrell about Carell. How long do you think it's gonna be before Carell opens up his OnlyFans account? Because he is itching.
I'm itching. Nah.
Because wait a minute, you done showed all your thigh meat.
Oh yeah.
And then in another picture, you done showed all your ass meat.
And she ain't got no tattoos that's gonna give it away either.
So
she'll be that girl with a mask on, with a ski mask on.
Right. But here's the true question.
You never know who it is.
How do you not know there's not one already out there?
I was about to say that because I still ain't found your burner Twitter yet. So
no?
Look, because I've been looking.
Nope. Now, I always say this. I tell Corey too. I'm like, if I was a decade younger, it would have been tempted. Especially like if I was in like college. Like that money gets to calling you when you're broke.
Is it a time of life thing though, or is it just like a little bit, like just because I have way more to lose potentially. I honestly I don't think I would care too much, but I know other folks care like professionally and publicly and things like that. That makes me have a little more moment of pause now.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of content?
I started my grandma looking at me being like, just literally petrifies me. I can't let grandma down. Like, no, that's enough for me.
So.
My grandma ain't on social, so I don't know.
My mama there, she be on there. She be on comment and everything. So I'll do like a little tease here, a little this and that. That's probably as deep as it'll probably get.
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
No, I know she be doing. If I were to imagine what Carell's content would look like,
what would it look like?
It would be a lot of antics. Let me put it that way. It would be like, let me see how much I can fill this cup. It'll be Carell like
not
on
filling the cup. That would be kind of dope
some real like exhibition, like exploratory kind of shit. That's what I think it would be. It wouldn't be superposed. It wouldn't be like him getting fucked or fucking somebody. No. Although there might be an occasional.
Right, I was about to say,
there might be an occasional, but mostly it would be antics.
That's funny.
Do you got a close friends?
Say again.
Do you have a close friends on IG?
No.
Okay.
No, like
literally
do
now.
Right. Jarrell, you got a close friend?
No, I don't. No, I don't. That's why I was asking.
Clean that up.
No, literally 98% of my time is on Minority Report anymore. Like, unless I'm on vacay or something like that, I hardly post on mine. So, no, I don't. Close fans, I'm like, I ain't got time.
Girl, I'd be surprised at how quickly some people will add me to their close friends. I'm like,
word, I know that's right. They add Minority Report to it, and I'm like, oh, you showing us all that?
You don't get notified, so you just have to scroll through. So you just be scrolling through and be like, oh, wait a minute, what is this? And then you like, oh, there's the
green circle.
Okay.
Oh, we in the trust tree.
But you know, I laugh though at the people who have a close friends only just to talk shit, but their regular I agree.
Be like PG.
IG is just
be G.
I'd be like, what you scared of, bitch? What you scared of? Like, if you can't say this on your regular IG, you a bitch.
This shows you how I don't have a close friends. I should have done a close friend so my mama didn't see it. It didn't even pop in my head. So my mama and my brother didn't see it. Be like, damn, but it is what it is. They gave it to my mama.
They've been there, done that. They didn't saw that.
Right.
I mean, it might have been the old Corral, but not the new Corral.
You know, here's the thing, and I've said that on the podcast too. It's just like I've learned that 47-year-old Corral is gonna be like, damn, I wish I was in the body 37 Corral was in, because 37 Corral looked back at 27 Corral, and I was like, damn, that body was I, and I was thought I was struggling. So I'm like, you know what? A little cheek here and there, it is what it is. Shake what your mama gave you.
Everything.
You know, it really is. So you know.
Some people wish they had what you got, girl. So you better show it off.
Show what seriously. Because like I almost didn't post it because like I see the stretch marks and the this, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, that's a bit much. But then I was like, it is what it is. And I did want to show the
love it.
And I wanted to show the tail line
to get used to mine. I'm learning just to like embrace mine. Like, when I first started seeing mine, I was like, because it was always just associated with something negative,
right?
Or like being overweight or whatever the case was. And I was just like, no, bitch, you just got a fat ass. That's all it is. So
exactly. It's just like, I mean, I wish my stomach was a little flatter. I wish I had a bigger, like, you kind of see all the things that you wish you had. But I literally always go back to like, damn, I'm going to think the same thing at 47. Like I try, so it's just like, just do it. Just do it. And plus I like a little tan line. I like a little Speedo line and things like that. That's kind of hot.
She still thinks she got it. She said a tan line.
There is a little bit. There's a little bit.
Look, she be walking around with that flashlight feature on her phone.
Right.
Look at this.
Right.
Look at these tan lines.
And community, if you didn't see it, you missed it. Sorry, boo. It was on the story. 24 hours. You had 24 hours.
24 hours and it's gone.
It's gone.
You missed a day. You missed a lot.
You missed it. You missed it. So, but no, PV is always good. Always good. Always fun. It was hot as shit. It was probably even hotter in October than it was when we went back in July. It was just so fucking hot. I was like, what is going on? But yeah, no, it's one of those places now that it's just easy. The flight sucks. The flight is always a little more expensive to PV, but once you're there, it's just easy.
Are you guys direct from Atlanta?
This time we had to stop through Mexico. We had a layover in Mexico City on the way there, which sucked. And it was a 3-hour layover. So the whole first day was a travel day. It sucked. But on the way back was direct.
Okay.
So come on, Delta. Whoever working at Delta, come on, get us some more direct flights for the low because these prices going up again on PV and it's not cute.
And we don't have any from New York. There are no direct flights.
None.
None whatsoever. So you got to connect somewhere, which is frustrating.
It is.
We got a few direct flights out of Seattle, but again, them prices are
prices ain't no joke.
I'll probably pay more for the price of the ticket than I did for staying at an Airbnb for the 6 days we were there.
Like my ticket was just about. I was there 6 days, and I think the stay total was $100 more than what the flight was.
Damn. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you know what? We blessed.
Exactly.
We're able to do.
Absolutely.
We're able to have this conveation.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there's some community members that are like,
"Ho, like shut up."
Right.
Like,
PV again.
Right.
Like, my trip out of town is going to TGI Fridays in the next town.
What?
So you got to do what you can with what you got.
Yeah,
do what you can with what you got,
and whatever you can do to rest. That's what it was for. Like honestly, it was like our anniversary, like Corey and I's anniversary, and then it was just really the rest the mental, rest your body. So if it is just going out in your backyard, taking a half day from work, if you can afford that, do something just to recharge yourself, because we just kind of get on this go mentality, and next thing you know, you're just like, you ain't got shit for nobody, including yourself.
Next thing you know, it's November 1st.
Literally. Literally.
It's November.
How?
Yeah.
Girl.
How?
I don't know. I'm like, it's Mariah Carey season already.
Yeah.
Wasn't it
Kelly Clarkson
album, like April,
just
like 2 weeks ago?
Right. I downloaded it to listen to the plane, and I didn't listen to it yet. It's good.
I like that song with her and Ariana Grande.
Ooh, that's the one I want to listen to.
It's
too.
good.
Okay.
I listened to it 2 weeks ago.
Are they like singing?
They're not singing.
Okay.
But like the melody is very like, it is very Christmas. It is very the vibe that you want for the holiday season. And it was middle October, and I was like, where my tree at? Where my tree at? Like, it was cute.
Okay, that's on my list to listen to, because like I can listen to Christmas music year round, but I've tried in recent years to be like, okay, let me at least make it to November 1st and then just go all in. I was going to cheat on it a little bit to listen to Kelly on the plane. I didn't do it, but okay, that just pushes me to listen to it probably.
It was cute.
Tonight.
It was cute. I'm not gonna listen to any other Christmas music until December 1st.
December 1st.
Yeah, retail. Because of retail, I can't do November. Nope, it has to be the first week of December. That is when I start listening to my music. Although when I put my playlist on shuffle, sometimes the DC3 holiday album that come out
Christmas. And I do Chloe Diamond Ring or something.
Yes.
Quality TIME. Right. DC Christmas. I know that's right.
Yeah. So every now and then I'll come on, I was like, okay.
Yeah. I know that's right.
I can't listen. I cannot listen to Christmas music if it's not like
Mariah Carey.
No, I mean I love Mariah Carey, but not Christmas music.
Yeah.
Nope. I got to get on the other side of Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't be listening to Christmas music like that. Real talk.
What's she saying like that?
Y'all out there listening to playlists all damn day in the middle of July, and I'm like, no.
I wasn't ready for that either.
That delivery was everything.
Why? I don't even listen to Christmas music like that. I found the clip for this episode. That was funny as hell.
Ooh, seeing our faces, we both said.
It always amazes me when people are be like, yeah, I'm listening to this album, to this whole playlist, and I'm like, it's April. What are you doing?
I could literally, back in the day, I would be like in my cube at work with my iPod, and I had the Christmas playlist, just jamming, sitting there jamming the Christmas music. It'd be like, I don't know, July 2nd. Because that should be lit to me. There's some good ass Christmas songs.
No.
Oh man.
Like some of the gospel holiday songs I can listen to randomly,
like the Kirk Franklin ones.
yeah, I can listen to some of those. The ones you hear at a church, or you're here at like a Christmas concert, Not the Rudolph and like the Let It Snow, like those I can't do.
Snow.
Can't do
not
those.
the Boyz II Men, but Let It Snow.
Mm-hmm.
Let It Snow.
No, when they talk about like, chestnuts roasted on an open flame or whatever the shit, I was like, it's too hot for that. Why?
Laying on an open hole.
Maurice
That's what we need. That's what we need. Come on, Todrick, where's that version?
Right, exactly.
Oh man. But anyway, I got a frog in my throat. Did y'all watch Insecure?
Yeah.
Okay, so Community, every time Insecure is out, we're gonna spill all the tea, nothing but the tea. So spoiler alert. Fast forward to whatever comes next. I don't know what would be next. It might be Ask Your Aunties, but for right now,
we'll put in the notes. We'll put the
time.
It's in there.
We'll put
it in there every episode. So look whatever the next timestamp is, because here we go. All right, Insecure season 5, the last season. Oh, good. Which made me sad. Like the opening scene, I was just like, damn, this is gonna be it. Like I got a little upset.
I did.
Oh, but okay, what was it?
Was she like literally right out the gate? And it wasn't even that funny, but I missed it so much. I was giggling even at the part where she's at the airport and she walked in the car. She got in. And she's like, "Oop, wrong one." Even that had me dying.
Exactly.
And then she was like, "Are you this?"
And that's how it be though.
Really do.
Seriously. And from the jump, you could tell the budget for clothing went up.
That's
the music.
The thing that got me.
I was like,
that's the thing that got me, because I was just like looking at everybody's wardrobe and I was listening to the songs they were playing. I'm like, how the fuck? How much money did they drop?
HBO saying, okay, it's your last season. We'll give you the point.
Like, because everybody came. Did you see that? That like fishnet.
Yes.
Like I don't even know.
Oh,
like,
that Kelly was wearing.
Jacket that Kelly was wearing.
Yes, it was that
sitting in the back seat.
That North Carolina blue.
I was like,
oh, that one. Yeah, I like the one she had, like that North Carolina blue one.
Oh, at the funeral.
at
the
memorial service.
Yes.
At the stinky leg.
Right, stinky legs.
I just loved. Because you could tell Natasha, who's the actress that plays Kelly, her star has gone up because, she was in Wonder Woman and all that shit. Mm-hmm. They gave her an episode. Finally, gave her an episode where she was the star. She's always been like the star to me. She's fucking hilarious. They gave her an episode. And I was like, thank you. Thank you. Because we needed more than just like the one-liners. It kind of filled out the arc a little bit more for her character.
I like how intentional they've been about showing parallels in relationships, because with her and Amanda Seals' character, how they had a falling out, and and as Molly was like talking to her on the side and was like, so how long did it take you and Tip to kind of like get back? I felt like that. It really that's like such a. First of all, they just write such realistic, relatable relationship conversations. Let's start off with that. So like that felt real and authentic to me. But then also like it, to your point, Carell, it gave Kelly's character an opportunity to be more multi-dimensional than just like
the funny character.
And even when she got upset in the car because the only things that people wrote about her was like, oh, she dead. She's real funny though. Or she was like, she's allergic to Brussels sprouts, like these random like non-event things, and she was like so affected by that. But I love that they are really blossoming her character and making her more multifaceted,
especially at the end too, when she was like talking like it seemed like she was having like a podcast or something like that. I was like, that's really freaking dope. And like even just the question she was asking, like if tomorrow was to end, like would you have done differently, like before something, whatever the question was.
What was her podcast title? It was Kelly's Cumpleaños.
Right, it was like so I was like, I rewound it too. I was like, wait, what is it called?
I have to figure out what it was, but it was like Kelly's Cumpleaños, which is for questions or something like that.
Yeah. I was like, okay. And it makes me wonder if she's gonna like narrate the whole season now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, is the podcast the narration for the season? If so,
I would like that. I'm not mad at it at all. I mean, it's something that was kind of similar that I missed from Dear White People, which I did finish.
Let me write that down. Let me write that down.
Yeah. Or not. But the thing that I like the most, though, outside of Kelly, was just seeing the dynamic between Molly and Issa and what it was going to look like. And I'm so glad that they didn't do a fast forward, everything was Gucci, everything's good. Yeah. And I'm so glad that they didn't do it where they're still beefing or they're still mad at each other and at each other's throats. You really got to see that stage of like,
that
okay, like
weird middle zone.
Yeah, you know, of like, you know, families sometimes fight, you know, and then there's that times where you don't fuck with a person at the moment, you know. But then I just appreciate also seeing that unexpected growth from Molly. You know, like I'm just so used to her character being so just about herself, and she will catch herself. She'll be like, well, why did they break up? You know, why are they? Did he mess up the marriage, or did she mess up the marriage? And she's like, wait, no, my therapist says that I need to do. And it was just so nice to see a Black person thinking about, you know, therapy and bettering themselves and just being conscious of, you know,
and putting those words to practice.
Yeah, you know, it was just so nice. And I low-key felt kind of bad for her because, you know, like when you're doing the work, especially when you're in therapy, when you're doing the work and you're trying to grow, but you have to make amends, like it kind of at the same time opens up other wounds for you again. And Issa not, you know, really being like, okay, cool, whatever, was kind of like, damn, I feel bad for Molly a little bit, you know, because she was trying. But I like that Molly didn't give up, though. I like Molly was just like real. She's like, are we going to be good? You know, like, I just really appreciate that. Because I've had falling out with people,
and too. And I like that Issa didn't have those
conversations.
Issa didn't have the answer either right then.
That part,
Like, because most shows would be like, yeah, we'll be fine. And she honestly didn't know. She didn't know. And that's how it is.
Right.
Well, if you think about what this series is called, Insecure. Right. There and how Issa showed up at the panel and in the midst of people that she should have considered or could
her peers
consider as her peers, even in the industry.
You
know, those moments of insecurity, you know, am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right track? Am I making the right decisions? And even in the context of their relationship being like, to your point, like not saying, yes, we're absolutely going to be fine. I appreciated that honesty because so often, particularly in television, we see the glossy version of relationships. And I think what this is really showing is, you know, like the trials and tribulations that you go through in a real authentic relationship. And, you know, you don't, to your point, Jarrell, we didn't get the benefit of the fast forward so that they could showcase her, Molly doing the work. The fact that Issa wasn't really sure about like, how do you even get that vibe back when trust has been broken?
But that's the funny thing about it is like so many people also don't look at friendships as almost a relationship. You know, like both people have to put in work for it to thrive and to be what you want it to be. You know, and so I love that they are showcasing that. And it's crazy to see how many people are hating on the show because of it, you know. Today, like nowadays, I feel like so many people like, oh, you did me wrong, I don't fuck with you no more. You know, like there's no room for growth or forgiveness. You know, so I like that in a way they are showing that no, you don't have to just throw a friendship away. You know, you can try to salvage it. You can do the work to try to
and you can take amends. The time you need to do so. You know?
Absolutely.
It was interesting to me though, like as insecure as Issa the character could be, she's actually very like she makes decisions because in that moment she made a decision to say that she didn't know with Molly, so she didn't say, okay, we're gonna be fine. But then at the end of the episode, you saw she made the decision, or at least it appears to make the decision between her and Lawrence. And you're just like, actually, you're not that insecure. You actually know what you want. And you might see there might, at least at this point, it's episode 1. We don't know. They got 9 more episodes. But at least at this point, it looks like she's leaving the window more open for a Molly situation than even Lawrence, because she told Lawrence, and like even maybe she couldn't get all the words out, with the demeanor and the expression, and he knew and she knew.
Yeah.
You know. So it's just interesting in that regard. There's something else I was gonna say about. It slipped my mind that quick. Oh, just an overall aesthetic of the show. They still know how to light some black people the fuck up. Like it is so like refreshing to see just different shades and tones of black people. I'm like, dear God, and it was almost the perfect episode for me because we got every core character in this episode. Every core in a 27-minute episode, and it didn't feel rushed. I don't know how they did that, but at the end I was like, damn.
This episode was a little longer though, too.
Yeah, it was like 27, 28-ish. And I was like, okay, damn. Yeah. I was like, I got everybody. Everybody said something, and I don't feel like I missed anything. This is damn near perfect.
When they robbed them at that store,
honey, that shit was funny as hell.
I felt when she was like, damn.
Oh, that's Molly, what I was gonna say.
Molly, run them shoes.
Right.
It was like, why she didn't take my shoes?
And that'd be and that's the part I was gonna say. I think that might have been the moment where Issa was like, okay, the window's open. Because sometimes it just takes that one little crack, that little funny ass joke. It might have been shady, but it's like, that shit funny as hell.
Yeah.
And that was a real ass scene.
Yeah,
like, that's how
really was. And you could tell because by Molly and I forget Amanda Seale's character name. Tiffany, but like just watching them two from the front, look at these two have their own like little moment in the back seat, and it was like they back, like it's still there.
It's like y'all laughing about getting robbed,
right?
But isn't that real though? Because like, think about like our conversations on this podcast.
Absolutely.
We talk about the most like serious of serious things to the most non-serious of things, and in the midst of all of that, we have the capacity to be able to be like, like crack a joke.
Literally.
And sometimes, that's just part, I think that's just part of being like in Black culture.
Yeah.
You know, like, remember that time you broke your arm and it fell off?
And bit your arm, and your arm was like this. It's like, damn, that shit hurt, but that is kind of funny though. It sure was like that.
We do learn how to but Black folks are good at turning trauma into jokes. Into something positive. Like that was just I'm glad that it's back.
Yeah.
Episode 1 was everything refreshing. That I needed to be right. And to those who are like, it wasn't all that, I wanted this, and this. I'm like, it's the final season. Like you need to learn how to have some anticipation. Like you have to learn how to wait. Yes. If you really wanted all of season 5 and one episode, you were dumbing. You don't know how to watch a show. And maybe that's just because Netflix has ruined this, for us, because I'm even having
of it.
Yes, and so maybe that's why people are feeling some kind of way, like no, I gotta wait another week. But bitch,
how do we feel about? And it's kind of interesting, the dynamic of Amanda Seales versus her character, of how maybe polarizing Amanda Seales could be for her own self, which I don't think she's that polarizing personally. She's speaking her mind. She has the chance, and 98% of the time what she's saying is true. But it's just interesting how they can't separate Tiffany and Amanda. And that there's so many decisions of what a person looks like, sounds like, is on a TV show that is made up. And how they, so they're coming after her about the AKA wardrobe that she had on. Meanwhile, there's been
Molly had a various.
It's like throughout the 5 seasons, they've done a very good job of representing Black culture, especially HBCUs and the fraternity and sorority systems. So I don't know why now people are up in arms and tweeting saying, "Oh, she ain't part of AKAs. Get that shit off," and things like that. I'm like, time out. Did we forget this is a TV show?
Right.
I mean, that people had to
come after. Go ahead.
They did go after Condola.
Yeah, you're right.
Like in real life.
She had
to shut her whole damn socials down for 2 weeks because they went after her so hard because she went on a date and started dating this guy.
And got pregnant by Lawrence, right? Yeah, it's bizarre. And And it's weird that like literally the showrunners and people had to come out, like the director Melina, like she had to come out and say, no, that was my decision to put her in that dress, and it's a character, and we've done this in the past, and you guys haven't said shit before, so don't go after her, come after me then for my decisions for a TV show.
Yeah. That's just wild. I mean, Black folks, we can love something and then quickly like tear it down to pieces and like this.
Right?
It's like, come on now, like pick a struggle, girl. Are you gonna love it? You gonna hate it? Which one? And if you hate it, then don't fucking watch it.
Period. It's like I saw that blowing up, and I was like, is this for real? Like, are we serious?
Is this what we doing now?
This is what we really
spend
doing?
Our energy on.
I was like, since y'all so eloquently could tweet this shit, how about y'all tweet some other shit for like Biden to get us some infrastructure bills and Congress to get this and the mayor race here in Atlanta. By the way, vote is November 2nd tomorrow. Vote, thank you very much. So it's just like you got all this time to write so eloquently and so poignantly and so directly and matter of fact about this other shit. Where are you at for other shit that actually impacts your daily life? The school board. How about that? Get your kids to school on time. How about that?
Ooh.
Sorry, I got heated for a second. Like, I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. But
I do feel like I agree 1000%, Carell. Like, you know, this whole like uproar over like the AKA nonsense, it's like it is a damn, like we get hyped for a TV show just like we get hyped for like music. If Beyonce came out with a new album, we'd be all over it.
Over it.
We also recognize fantasy from reality.
That part.
Yeah.
That
you
part.
Know, so like,
and we always bitch like we want to be seen and represented. How many AKA, like I know so many AKAs in my life that are like happy to see their colors on TV and happy to, I knew someone just like that in college. Oh, I worked with somebody like that, and just be all about their AKA stuff. Like we'd be so hyped to see this. So why can't we appreciate that we're finally being shown on TV?
Yeah. And the killer part about it is that for the last 4 seasons, we haven't really had the luxury of diving into these other characters' backstories.
Yeah.
So, you know, like one could argue, oh, well, you know, well, if she was an AKA, why wasn't she saying this all along? Well, because she wasn't a main damn character. Yeah, it's about Issa Rae. It's about her life story. So yeah, they're going to be parts and pieces and parts of other people's history, even in the context of a TV show, just like in real life. There are pieces and parts of somebody's history that, girlfriend, you may not know about. And you're just going to have to be okay with it.
Period. So another thing that I really liked about this episode too, like you guys hinted at it a little bit ago, where there's just the duality of certain conversations, and like I forget what Issa said on stage, but they would quickly flash to Molly to let us know that like it can apply in this situation as well.
Yeah,
I'm like, I like those little hints and little tidbits where they're not even said anything, but the camera showed you what it is and about and tying that shit. I'm like, y'all better do the damn thing on this damn show. I am proud of just the people on this show. I really am.
Yeah.
The direction of the show is really, really powerful. Like, even just the fact that within this episode, you saw more of the full cast together, which I really appreciated, because oftentimes, if you think back to like a lot of the previous seasons, you only saw all of them together, you know, like for a minute here, a minute there, or whatever. And mostly it was about the one-on-one conversations, but it was really interesting how they really showcased how, as relationships internally within this group are evolving, it's also affecting the group. Yeah. And how many of us can relate to a situation where your friend group got then fucked up because you got somebody beefing with somebody else?
It's like, damn, it's like you don't fucked up the energy.
We had a good ass thing, and now
Yeah, so I can't wait till the second episode, and obviously by the time this our episode comes out, the second episode will be out, so we'll be 1 week behind, but you got a week exactly to catch your ass up, because we talking about this every week.
Every
10 weeks. And honestly, like we obviously have like a little Christmas break and everything coming up soon. But I'm like, damn, how are we gonna get this insecure talk in there?
We will make it work.
We will find a way. I'm like, damn. So just a forewarning. So anyway, but all right, we'll take a quick little tea break, and then after that, we'll get to Ask Your Aunties. We interrupt this episode for very important information.
That's right. You've been asking for it for a long time, and we have heard you.
Yep, it's been a long time coming, but it's finally here.
Yo,
aunties
got merch. Hey, that's right. You know what? We got tees, we got long tees, we got sweatshirts, we got fanny packs, there's just a whole gamut of stuff out there. So go and check that out.
We are so appreciative of your love and support, and we are so excited to launch it. Girl, where can we find it at?
Ma'am, they can head right over to minoritareport.com to check out the selection.
That's right. That's MINORITEA report.com.
All right. And community, I hope you out there buying our merch, by the way. Thank you. You know, that's what that commercial breaks for, that little tea break. So hopefully you're liking the garb and the merch, and the holidays are coming up.
Can I just say, I have quite a few things now. She just keeps, I can't stop. It's just, you know, I got a rep. But I have the wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your ass sweatshirt and long t-shirt and regular t-shirt. And I tell you, every time I wear that, in like as I'm walking around just in my own neighborhood, I literally get stopped in the street. People are asking, where can I get that t-shirt?
Absolutely.
That is so good. People pointing out, do you see that? Do you see that? So get you some.
Get you some.
Brand.
Hey. All right, so let's see here. What time is it?
Ask
your aunties. Hey. Who has it this week?
I'll do it.
All right, go for it.
All right, I've got an Ask Your Aunties question. I've been off the apps for a minute or two, but recently got back on. Since when are we asking people to host and provide gas money? Like, what? Oh my God. Is that what these youngsters are out here doing now? Just because you a top, I'm supposed to have you over to my house and pay your way over here, but you DL and can't show your damn face? Maybe I'm just old-fashioned or too old to be on apps. Am I overreaching, or is this something that occurs more often than I know? Ooh. And this is we can say their name. Okay, Brandon.
They say their name.
Wait, which Brandon? Which Brandon? Because we got a couple of them.
Right, from Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. Let me tell you, I had no idea. I am so sorry to laugh in the middle of that. I had not read the Ask Aunties. I genuinely wait until we are about to ask the question to read it. They say, what? The gas money?
No, ma'am.
I ain't know them either.
About the gas. About the gate.
Okay, I'm not on the apps either. Obviously, you know, I am spoken thought. But where they do that at? This is news to me. This is news to
Minneapolis.
They said it's cold out here. I need money for gas. Shit.
I think.
Ooh, what?
I don't know. I don't think she's in Minneapolis anymore right now.
That's okay.
I'm not going to disclose her new location.
That part.
Okay. But she in the South. I'm just going to say that. She in the South now.
So what would you have done when you were on the apps and someone said, you gonna host and I need gas money to get over there? Or bus money or subway money or whatever.
Delete. I didn't picked up a trick before, but I'll be damned if I'm about to like
Did you drop them back off?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I'm full service here. You know.
Oh, more than one ways. I know that's right.
No, left satisfied.
I mean,
but his Uber rating is still a 5.0. Look,
but I'll be damned if on the first hookup, because you don't even know what you're getting. It'd be a different story. Like, maybe even not. Like, if you don't even know what you're getting, you don't even know if the dick's gonna be good or the ass gonna be good or whatever, whatever you went to. You don't even know it's gonna be good, but I gotta pay your way to come over here. That don't sound no. Unless you live in a place where the pickings are mighty slim. There is no reason whatsoever.
Days.
No reason whatsoever for you to have to do that.
So
now that she had 2 minutes to think about it. Go for it, girl.
Processes. Okay. So I've done worse for dick. I've literally taken somebody home from a bus stop. So let me tell you, the bar is low.
I forgot about that story.
So there's that. But I've also, like back in the day, I've been that person where like a hookup will come and pick me up and we'll go to their place and do a thing and, then drop me back off, So, like, I know that you can do things, whatever you got to do to make it work. I'm not going to judge you. That's just that person's kind of, that's where they at, if that's what they need to make it work, then I guess I'm not going to judge nobody from that. And also I will say this, I appreciate the honesty because some people would be embarrassed to even say that these are my situations in order to make a hookup work. Because it can be a little embarrassing to be like, well, I ain't got a car, I can't afford this, or whatever the case is.
I don't know. You might have need to jerk off that night then.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, not everyone has the means to be able to just easily go and hook up with someone.
Yeah.
Everyone's not blessed enough to have a car.
That's true.
Or be able to afford a fucking Uber, which is ridiculous at this point.
You right on that.
Can I interject for just 1 second though? What? On that Uber point? Because I'll pay for an Uber for somebody, but I'll be damned if I'm giving you gas money. No, ma'am. So I'll spend $25 on an Uber.
Huh.
Yeah, no, you're not getting money from me. No, because in my mind that sets a precedent. That's a power dynamic thing. And I'm not giving you no gas money. No way. No.
I give gas money because depending on how I would do the math, I would do the math as far as how much a tank of gas is, and you will get the exact change because that would probably be cheaper than a fucking Uber. Because
for me, it's not about the cost.
Because let me tell you, if your car, if 1 gallon of gas gets you 32 miles, bitch, you gonna get that $4.65 for a gallon of gas, bitch. Then a $15 Uber. You damn right.
But see, in my opinion, like, okay, if this person was saying, "Oh, can you give me like $5 for gas?" Probably no, I wouldn't even do it. No. I would say I'll send you an Uber. It'll be $30 for me. I'll take care of it. You get in. The name is Dewan. When they pick you up, you better be in there. And I don't want you messing up my stars.
Huh.
Right, messing up my stars.
What's the difference, though? Is it literally just
I'm not giving
money?
I'm not giving money to a person. What I'm going to do? Cash App. First of all, don't even see your face. No guarantee you're going to show up. No, not doing it.
Let me think.
Because I'll Uber. You come in here.
you come in here.
You ain't gonna be like, yeah, just cash at me the $16 or whatever, or cash at me the $10, and they scam. That's what they do.
But what if it's gas money after they've already been there? What if it's not money beforehand? What if it's like, hey, I can get there, but I just need a little something to get home?
Then we already didn't have the dick and the ass, and then you know what you got. So be like, you know what, you can walk, or you can get it.
Well,
you can get it, but not before the goods. Not before you even taste the goodies.
Ooh,
no,
not the Sierra goodies. That's interesting. For me, it's the tone of the conversation and where it probably came in. Like if it's like one of those demanding, and you gotta get me gas money. No, Playboy, that's not how this is gonna go down. But if it's like something that we had already been talking for a while, and like I'm in it, you in it, and be like, damn, I didn't know I was on E like this. Like, got $5. Right. But like, okay, I could get you $5 or I might send you an Uber. But in my mind, I'm like, I'd rather give you the $5 than the $32 that's going to take you for the Uber.
That's for real.
And so I don't know. For me, I think it would all come down to the tone of the conversation. Mm-hmm. If you went into this expecting every person you hook up with to get you gas money, and that's just like your energy because you think you're just some dominant human being like this, nah, that ain't gonna work for me. Like that's a turn off for me if that's your expectation from jump. If the conversation's going and you're just like, oh damn, you know what, I just ain't got it today or whatever. That's when I would, in the moment, probably decide one way or the other. And it would probably have to been determine what city I lived in at the time, like Indiana compared to Chicago and shit like that. Like that's different, it hits different. But so yeah, I think for me it'd be tone. But I get what you're saying about maybe the power dynamic of it, Dewan. But for me, it comes out like just pure change. I'm like, shit, I'd rather give you these little $2 that I had.
I honestly don't see the power dynamic in it because I feel like I would hold the cards if you can't do what you need to or you want to because I have to give you money. I feel like the power dynamic is more on my side. Is that the issue, or is it the other person that has the power?
So two thoughts. One, there could be an expectation of continuing to do this for this person because you started off this encounter with this kind of situation.
Oh, so you're saying if there's another time that you guys get together, that person might do it again and again.
There's a higher expectation. It may not be the next time, but it might be a time after that or whatever, where that becomes the expectation. And I'm not about that. Number one. Number two, what the hell are you doing on the apps trying to hook up and you ain't got no gas money? That's what I want to know.
That's a true statement too, though.
What are you doing on the apps? You know already that you ain't got no gas money.
And you're over here just chit-chat with everybody.
And you trying to ask somebody else to host?
Yeah.
No. Look, let's see you get in this Uber first. Get in this Uber, you get here, we see what you got, because I ain't see your face yet. This person,
but he DL, so it makes sense though. It makes sense for him to ask questions because DL, niggas be hiding shit.
Because
and make sure a bank account, and that's why like, well, my wife may see that I spend $5 on gas. Nigga, where you going? It's like, what's her name from Why Did I Get Married? When she was like, I know that Keisha's house is 2.45 miles from here, and he went to Diane's house. So if it says 4.5 or 3 point, and he either went to the gym or he stopped at that whole house. There are people out there like
you and your boys went out to eat.
Some people be checking the mileage. Some people be checking the mileage.
See, that's a 213 show up on the caller ID.
Look. You have, in my opinion, well, maybe it's just me, but I ask myself those questions. Like, if I'm on an app, which I'm not on any app, so I don't know how people be getting down like that nowadays.
Apparently, like this,
right?
But if I'm when I was single and I was on the apps, I had like full blown conversations with people and blah blah blah. It was very rare that I like saw somebody's picture and was like, "Hey, come on over," and like that was it. Mm-hmm. Let's just say hypothetically though, like, Mr. DL, like, hits me up in the private message or whatever. It's like,
Mr. Hughley.
Right. I thought it. You said it.
That's what we call it DLs from now on. Hughleys.
Hughley. These Hugleys.
But like, if he hit me up, because I'm sure as hell am not hitting up people with no profile pictures. Not happening. So if a person like that hits me up and we're like, and maybe we exchange pictures or whatever, so I can see what this person looks like. There's still no guarantee that person is who they say they is. So in my opinion, I'm not going to be it's not about like, I'm not going to send somebody in an Uber that's coming from like Tallahassee to Miami. Like that ain't going to happen. So let's be clear,
right.
But like across town, if you like live over, like let's just say Chicago, if I'm in Roscoe Village and you're in Lakeview, that's a 10-minute Uber drive, maybe 15 tops.
That'll be terms and conditions. Look,
right.
No, I'm just saying, like at the end of the day, like, okay, so do I give this person that they've shown me this catfish that I know, this Hughley is saying, oh, I don't have, first of all, I'm trying to hook up with you, but I need to come to your place and you need to give me gas money. I'm like, No,
too
many red flags for this.
I feel like that, but that's what you get into I feel like that's the risk you run into when you are talking to those certain kind of individuals. So
that's almost like an assumed risk of those apps.
Right. So I think when it comes to this question, I think we have to keep that in mind, that we're talking about a DL person who ain't showing his face and all the rest of that stuff. So I agree with you in the sense that it's.
So do you think this is more than this then becomes more about the fantasy than the practicality at this point? You know, like, I'm hooking up with this DL dude, you know, he's asking me for gas money, you know, this is gonna be some, you know, kind of like a story that I'll be able to tell my Judies, blah, blah, blah. Do you think it's more the fantasy at that point? Because I mean, who's to say that's the only person you're talking to on the app so you could hook up with that day? This could be a process elimination. Like, oh, you want me to give you gas money? Nope, on to the next.
I mean, you get what you pay for. So, I mean, if it's $5, don't expect much.
Get that 5 for 5. That 5 for 5 from Ari's back in the day.
You know, would it make a difference? Would it make a difference, Carell, if he said, instead of giving me money for my car, sign up for my OnlyFans?
I'd be like, we'll see how good the sex is, and then I'll see. Like, because if the sex is that,
I would feel like
more intrigued to see. Ooh, what else can he do?
Yeah, like if you're not gonna show me your profile, if you're not gonna show your face, then send me your OnlyFans. I will, you know, preview the goods there, and then decide to give you the gas money. But you know, okay, if I'm being 100% honest, if I was single and back in the day, Jarrell, if the dick was right, I would do it.
If the picture of the dick was right,
if the dick is what it is, if it's right, I would have done it.
And it doesn't matter the tone of the conversation either.
I wouldn't say it doesn't matter the tone of the conversation, because I think that's where it goes back to what DeWine's saying as far as that dynamic, that expectation going forward, you know. But if it's something like someone's just genuinely interested, I mean, if I was single even to this day, like I'm at a point in my life where, like DeWine said, I'm not talking to no blank profiles. Like I'm not doing that. I'm not in that place in my life anymore. Because I mean, like, that's just messy. I mean, he also did, so you don't even know what you know the baggage behind that, or what you can put yourself at risk for. Because you know, people snap, their partner may find out that they cheating with, you know, they slept with you, and they may try to come after you. You know, like we've seen it. Like, what's his name? This TikTok star or this TikTok person, like, just killed his wife because he found his child's iPad that she was possibly sleeping with some other dude, and literally shot his wife, killed her and the dude. This just happened 3 days ago. You know, so I'm just saying, like, messing with DL people who may also be in other situationships, like, just.
So, question for you. So, it almost sounds like the DL part of it is worse than the gas money part.
Yes, absolutely. For me.
And that would probably be for me too.
Yeah.
I said, I say that. I
you
say that,
your man on a DL.
Exactly. So it's just like I say that, but it's like I think it's all the tone of where the conversation was leading. If that's up from jump, like it's like, hey, let's hook up. You sending me gas money? No, that's like a delete. You're not like. But if it's like throughout the conversation, I'm interested, you're interested, and we're just going, and you needed $5 to get over here. My only thought though is just like, are you on EE? Because that means you might not even make it to here to get the $5. You know, so it's just like, or you just know you're on E and you might not be able to make it back. So I don't know. It's just there's a lot of caveats clearly for this particular.
Would it make a difference if they asked for the money before or after the deed?
Ooh,
I think it would make a difference.
I think so. I think maybe
it would totally
I'd rather hear before than after.
Wait, I'd rather do it after them before.
Oh, really? You rather do the deed and then be like, okay, let me have $5.
Well, honestly, because then look, here's the thing. I look at it two ways. One, I would be more skeptical. I would feel like I'm being scammed out of money. if it was beforehand.
Oh, really?
You know,
that's me.
Like that's why I wouldn't do it beforehand. 2, if they showed up and if it wasn't, I'm like, here's your $5. Thanks for coming by. You know, go on about your business and just send them right back out the door.
And, you know, it's funny. I'm just sitting here rethinking in my head.
Or I might tip them if it was better.
It might show my age because obviously, like you said, DeJuan, there was probably like Cash App and Venmo that they're sending these $5. In my mind, I'm like physically giving you a $5. So that's interesting. That
you wait, what?
Literally, that shows you the age. Literally, this entire time.
She pulled it out of her bra.
Honey, I was like, oh no, I got something for you, sweetie. So was in my head was physically like, that's so bizarre that my mind still went there, even as much as I Venmo and shit now. So that's interesting. So if I had to Venmo beforehand or after, damn. Okay, so that changed my whole perspective because now I see more of the scammy part that you were saying because I was confused at that part because I was sure about to give this $5 physically.
Now look, it's by the door. Grab it on the door on your way out.
Rewatch this episode. You're going to see my hand the entire time going like this. Because in my mind, I was physically giving the $5 that entire conversation. Whoa. I don't know.
As you were talking. I thought you were just doing the Barack Obama. Like,
right. No.
Like, this is how I feel.
God. That is so
crisp
funny.
$5 bill that she didn't went to the JP Morgan Chase to the teller.
Right.
I need to make a withdrawal of $5 exactly.
Okay, so that was so weird how my mind worked right then. So yeah, I guess it would probably be a little more scammy if I sent you Venmo and shit before you even got your ass there. It would have to be, it's gonna have to be after then. We're gonna have to done the deed.
Yeah.
And I'll Venmo your little $5, Cash App you your little $5, and get out. Hopefully you make it home. Hopefully that's enough to get your ass home. Yeah. And I think $5 is like my limit too. Like
same, exactly. Like I'm giving you literally like a tank worth of gas, bitch. That's all I'm giving you. Yeah. Because I mean, we ain't.
That's interesting.
No, ma'am.
Wow, Carell, why do you mind go
cash
old
me.
school?
Nope. I'll send a car.
Cash, hose, money, cash, hose.
Great. If not, no big deal. But if you don't get in it, then I'm not out of anything. But no, I'm not giving you no money.
Yeah.
Not on some DL person that I met on an app. Yeah. All the lies and deception and shit that be going on around that.
Because they may be trying to, bamboozle you too. So
you're right on that.
The scammers at the same time,
but at the same time, I want to be a little bit more kinder because everyone has kind of like a DL stage. It's part of your coming out. It really is. So I don't want to knock that part of it, but that's what I would be hesitant for me. It's just
at this stage of our lives.
That's why at the end of the day, because from my perspective, it's not really about whether they're DL. Like the DL is like the spice on the top as to why this is so wrong. Yeah. My thing is, if you ain't got the gas to get over here,
you ain't gonna get this ass. If you ain't got the gas, you ain't getting no ass.
Johnny Cochran over here spitting them out. The bars.
Bars, honey. Bars.
But like, what in the hell are you doing? Just, think about it realistically. What the hell are you doing on an app where you have to meet people and you're talking to people that are further than where you can drive?
Ooh. But no, you remember
what are you doing?
You remember the MapQuest dick days? You found a way.
Yeah, but I didn't ask people. Look, but I had a car and I got there, and I had gas money
from Cleveland to Rochester.
Exactly.
DeWall had all the gas money that trip.
And it was worth it.
Ooh, I know that's right, honey. I know that's right. Well,
David, John, Darrell, whatever your name was. Maybe you're listening, but
there's probably an L in there. You right. There's probably an L in his name.
So right. So right. So community member Brandon, I mean, I honestly don't think this is something new though. I feel like I've heard these kind of situations throughout time. But it might be a little more prevalent because it's just so much easier to Venmo and Cash App now. Yeah. So yeah, it might be a little more prevalent amongst the youngest. However, if you were intrigued by the dick in the ass or whatever, or wait, the dick because it says you a top, it is what it is, girl. Like there ain't gonna be no judgment. Give them the little $5 and give them the goodies and have you a good time and go to sleep after.
More to their question is like if this is something that you should be doing or should get accustomed to doing, I would say no. Like I honestly, personally, and everybody has their own value systems or whatever, but like, you know, this is not a relationship. And so this is, for the most part, when you're hooking up with somebody, that's a transaction. That is a transaction. And the minute that somebody's starting to ask for favors before even doing the transaction, to me is like a huge red flag. Like, you know, so if you're already feeling like, you know, your response to this kind of ask is like, this is fucked up and I'm not going to do this, it's 100% valid for you. Yep. It may not be the another person's perspective, but if you're feeling like that, like if you're feeling like your reaction is not overreaching, it ain't. Go with it. Don't come out of your pocket. Don't let anybody force you or coerce you or to make you think because of age or social media or whatever, you know, that this is the norm. What's norm is norm for you and you alone.
But I would also say you grown as hell, so you do what you want to do. This is just our advice.
Our situation.
At the end of the day, you know, if you want to pay for dick, you know, hey.
But then cut out the middleman and pay for what you want.
You know,
just, you know, look them up online and be like, bloop, bloop.
Right, exactly. That's
go get you a good rent man. Guaranteed. Up the price. Go get you a rent man. You know,
exactly.
Ooh, you can see all the pictures beforehand and they face. How about that? So continue to send ask your auntie questions to aya@minorietyreport.com or DM us. That was a good question. And before I forget to, it is Native American History Month. In November, Heritage Month. So, Indigenous people of this country, we see you. Have a great month.
Love you.
Let us know what you need from us. And but yeah, I just wanted to call that the Native
That's
American
one thing
Heritage
I
Month.
want. Can we do for the next episode? I would like for us to do some homework and look at the land that we are on right now and who it truly belongs to.
Ow.
And we can do like a little thing about the land that we're on and who it belongs to and share with the community.
We can do that.
Yeah. And I'm excited about the next episode too. The next episode is gonna be fun as well. We have a special guest section as well. Woo! Ow. Let's see here. We're already at the hour. Damn. Okay.
So what about Facebook? Let's talk about Facebook. Or
Meta world peace.
Girl, that sound like something straight out of fucking like Marvel, DC. Because you know they call like them superheroes, they call them metas.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, okay.
It's interesting. Like, and part of it, like, I get it because Google did it. Like, I mean, Google's a subsidiary of Alphabet. Like, Alphabet's the company, and now Google's underneath. So I get what Facebook's doing it. However, I feel like it's just another sneaky attack of Facebook because they have negative press right now, again, for some bullshit. And so they're like, oh, maybe this will smooth over so we can just continue to do all this bullshit that we're doing. And so that's the only thing with Facebook. Like, it's like they starting to get to this point where I'm like, y'all on some grimy shit right now. And I don't know if I like it. And the hard thing is, like, I could give up Facebook over Instagram. Instagram would be kind of harder than
That's
Facebook.
my issue too, which is still part of it. You know,
I know.
Like, so I'm just like, damn, like, still got me.
Got me, bitch. But yeah, they we'll see. And so I get it from a business side. Okay, yes, you probably do want to get an umbrella parent company just in case, and obviously they're starting to branch off to other stuff, so that's probably why they're doing it, because everything is associated with Facebook is associated as social media. They might not always just want to do social media. Okay, let's get a parent company over. Cool. So it is what it is, but the timing is suspect to me.
Yeah, I feel like they're like what they're trying to accomplish is to be kind of like WeChat in China. I was just trying to remember what the name of it was, and I looked it up. It's WeChat, and it's a social media platform, but it's like a full, like, lifestyle platform, because you can talk to your friends, exchange pictures, you can do all of your banking in and within WeChat only. You can buy houses, buy cars, you can buy clothes, you can, reserve like handyman, like anything that
it almost sounds like Facebook is trying to be more like Amazon than even Apple, quite frankly, because Amazon to me is almost like a WeChat.
Without the social media component, you know what I'm saying? But I also feel like, as they're thinking about growing their business and the business model, expanding like the message that they're saying, the marketing message that they're sending out is that, we're larger than, we want to be larger than social media. We want to be all encompassing of all these other aspects of life. And, like they were talking about like doing Sims, like having a sim lifestyle thing and all that kind of stuff. Simulations, simulated people, simulated environment, all that stuff. So that's all really interesting. I just hate the name. The name is stupid. It's so stupid. It really is, because it's like Meta. Okay, well, Meta, like from a dictionary perspective, from a definition perspective, is being aware of oneself. So it's and it's like is that really indicative of like what are you trying to say with that as a brand name? Like, it has no cachet. It has no. There's no like humanity to that, that those four little letters. It's just, and it has like this logo that's like this infinity loop or whatever. Symbol, it's like
I know they're trying to say it's like the metaverse, because even their symbol when they go public on December is like MVRS. So they're trying to create this metaverse, and I'm like, I get it, but
that ain't it.
Who was the chick we were talking about last week that was appropriating Black culture?
Jesse Nelson.
So basically, Facebook is becoming Jesse. They're appropriating like something that's just not what it is.
Not their reality.
Yeah,
because we've seen all the stuff they've been doing over time, and
it's shady.
It's very shady. It's very shady. And they know we're just all so hooked. It's become so intertwined in our lives, what their products are, that they know at the end of the day, as grimy as they are and as upset as we can be, it's hard to untangle them out of our lives, because it's such the norm at this point.
Can you, this is a genuine question, because I couldn't quite tell from the articles that I read, is the name changed for their parent company, and then they will still continue to have Facebook as their social media platform, but the parent company is Meta? Okay, so if that's the case, who gives a damn?
That part. But for me, it's just like, it's the timing. It's the timing. I'm like, oh, y'all just got in trouble again with the whistleblower. Oh, here we go. We're going to be Meta now. Let's change the narrative again and keep doing all this grimy shit. I'm like, okay, Facebook, I see you.
We're doing a little collab with Gwyneth Paltrow. Meta and Goop.
Gwyneth Paltrow, Caitlyn, and Boosie.
See,
well, how does Boosie and Caitlyn keep popping up? Like, I don't like.
They clout chasers.
They are clout.
Them arms be like flapping.
And Floyd Mayweather. Him too.
Yeah.
Because Floyd over here saying, I'm not taking pictures with dudes with their nails painted. I'm like, how are you that, like?
Why you look at their nails?
Ooh. Did you see that next color? But how is your masculinity that fragile? This is the part I just not even your masculinity, your humanity. How is your humanity that fragile?
And the killer part about it is, this wasn't just some rando, like person. This was an actual fan, like somebody that loved him, supported him, like shouted him out from the rooftops, like, like would go to like his boxing matches. Like, it was a fan. And
just because he has his nails painted? That's weird.
How do you do your people like that? I don't understand that at all.
Boosie got a crush on Lil Nas X. That's what I've determined. He got a crush on Lil Nas X. He won't just leave.
Loves the taste of Lil Nas X in his mouth.
He loves it. Because he just won't sit down nowhere. I'm like, this is so bizarre to me. And then Caitlyn jumping in the Chappelle shit. I'm like, Caitlyn, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
The fact that she sided with Dave Chappelle is making me rethink my whole.
Oh, me too. That was
I'm all for freedom of speech, but I'm like,
but Caitlyn on that side
of the
right. I can't be on the same side as Caitlyn. So shit. Let me go sit down. Oh God. Oh, Caitlyn, I'm done. But I just traveling recently too, though. It is cool to see that U.S. passports are now going to have a non-binary option for passports starting in 2022.
I love that.
So that's very, very cool.
That's awesome. This is just another way for bias within our systems and processes to be mitigated and for people to feel seen and acknowledged. And, I think of all the people that, who don't feel like they belong in a binary construct of male or female, and people that are in transition, who now can have, a federal form of identification that acknowledges how they identify. And I think that's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
I know even just like seeing on a lot of them too, like now, like getting back into the country, like you had to do like all the COVID stuff and things like that. And it's like male, female, or I'd rather not say it. And I'm like, God, that is just so like dismissive.
Yeah.
Like, so to see a lot of this changing is really cool. What were you going to say, Jerome?
No, I was going to also ask about your question relating to travel about Black folks. Like, do you acknowledge Black folks? I was curious as to where that came from.
So we were
was there something more behind that?
Yeah, we were in the pool and there was this cute Black couple. Hey, Carlos. Hey, Ron, if you're listening. Like, it's so cool. Like, I got to shout out my husband real quick. My husband been gassing me up on this podcast shit. Like, I love it. Like, I don't be saying nothing. I be like, I just be on my merry way. And he be like, Carell, I told them about your podcast. Da, 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 da. I'm like, you know what, boo? Thank you, boo. Gassing me up. I like it. But, so Corey was talking to them about the podcast, and so then obviously he just brings on more conversation. They're like, "Oh, we like the idea." Da, 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 da. And so Ron was just saying, he's like, "It's just interesting." He's like, he's like, we've been coming to PV for 20 years. We're starting to see more Black people in PV and things like that, and Black queer people traveling. But he's like, the one thing that's just been kind of interesting is like, a lot of Black people don't acknowledge each other on vacay. And I was like, really? I was like, I kind of try to, or listen, I see each other. But he's like, yeah, he's like, we've been coming here for like decades now. And he's like when you got in, he's speaking to me, he's like, when you got in the pool, my thought was like, it'll be interesting if he like says hello to us or not. And of course I did. I was like, hey, and how it started, I told Carlos, I was like, hey, boo, I love your skin tone. Like his skin tone was all golden and brown and delicious. I was like, come on in this melanin sun. And so we started talking, and then his husband Ron was the one that came over and had made that comment. And he's like, that'd be an interesting topic for you guys on the podcast. Just like when you're traveling, do you acknowledge other Black people? And I'm like, oh yeah. Wow. I was like, I do, but I didn't realize that it was something that people don't do, or that's even a conversation or thought in someone's brain, honestly.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely do, because for me, like when I see another Black person when I'm traveling, for some reason, I just go, that is a safety place. Like if something is happening, at least I know there's another Black person there that will understand the situation. So if I need to have someone like, hey, this is what happened, that person will be able to say, yep, I saw it, and they will understand it as another Black person. So yeah, and also just to be aware of my surroundings and be like, oh, if that bitch running, I'm running too. So like it's time to go. It's time to go.
Right. I know that's
right. I started laughing because Jerome's going to come from a place of survival.
Literally, all the time. It's so true. That's funny because like I don't even think of it as a survival point, but I was like, that is so Jerome. That's a Jerome response.
Look, if something pop off, because I'm always ready. I need somebody to corroborate my story. There's a black I'm good. I'm good.
So
I really did.
So true. And for me, like I see them just because usually I'm like, ooh, I like that outfit. Ooh, I like your hair. Ooh, I like your glasses. Ooh, I like your skin tone. Ooh, I like. So for me, I'm just like, ooh, I like. I'm gonna gas you up. Like you looking good. So for me, it's just like. Just a simple acknowledgement of just, I see you, girl. I see you, dude. I see you. They like, I just see you, and so that's my and my isn't like any more and any less than that in a way. Like it's just like something I just do. So like it was just interesting and it made me think deeper. I'm like, when did this start? How did this start? Do I acknowledge everybody? Do I not? Like it was just something I had never put that much thought into because I guess I just do it naturally in a way. So I
do feel like there's also a couple things. Like me personally, I always at least try to, if it makes sense. I'm not going to be like, knocking over tables and chairs to get over to a black person.
At least a nod. At least the nod. You know,
right.
We see each other.
Right. 100%. In part because I think in a lot of environments I'm just so used to, and we talk about this all the time, the speck of pepper and the sea of salt, so used to not seeing black people in certain spaces and whatnot, so that's the one piece. It's like, we see each other kind of thing. So I love that. I think the other part of it is, especially in like the gay community, we, there is like this thing, especially with when you're going to like gay places. And I'll just say, because I don't know what it's like in the lesbian community, but, but like particularly in gay places, there is this trope of like, not being a lot of black gay men in like these kind of like predominantly white spaces. And so there's this thing of like, I think perceived competition, and so there was almost like, I'm not going to acknowledge the other whatever because I'm not the other brother or whatever, because I'm, like we all competing for the same kind of dudes and or the same kind of friends or whatever, which is, it's warped thinking altogether, right? But I do think there's a little bit of that, because if you think about like, like, I don't know, like if you go to like a circuit party or like a pride event or, one of these big kind of things, and you don't see a lot of black people, it's just not commonplace to have like, when I think about when I've been in those environments, how many black people have walked up to me versus me going up to them. Like I go up to people all the time. Yeah. But when I think about how many black people come up to, that's what I'm thinking about, like that environment.
That's a good point.
Because
I didn't think about that.
I know for me, like growing up in the Midwest and having Southern roots, it was expected that you acknowledge black people when you walk by, even if you see them across the street. You make eye contact, you do the head nod.
Hey, Miss Bessie. Hey, like you had exactly. It was a respect thing.
Absolutely. And so when you see black people, even when you're traveling, especially people from the States, there's that commonality. I don't see that as much with black people from like Africa or black people from the Caribbean, because they don't have that same kind of cultural upbringing where acknowledging other black people was a thing because they grew up in communities that were intact and But when I think about the times that other black people have come up to me and introduced themselves to me, and purely platonically, like, oh, hey, what's going on? Not a lot, particularly in gay settings. Outside of gay settings, I've seen it happen a lot.
Yeah, that's actually funny to say that, because at first I was like, oh, that doesn't happen to me, but then I'm like, no, it does happen to me. I do actually have quite a few black folks in the queer community that will come up to me, and I think that's just because I'm like that outgoing person, that I'm just like, I also exude that this is a place where you're comfortable. Like I ain't gonna shade you, ain't, I'm not no whatever. So I like, even this past weekend, or what day is it?
I know, right?
Damn. Was it this past weekend? Yeah, it was this past weekend. I was in Dallas and we were out at Mr. And we always do this thing where we do like a little catwalk in the middle of the bar, and we just, do a little runaway. So we were doing like a little runaway in the middle of Mr. And then like there was these group of trans women that were there too.
Yeah.
And we were like, you know, and we were just doing our thing. And one of them came up to me and was like, "Oh my God, I just love you." I was like, "Girl, y'all better get up in here too. And show us what you got. Right. Let's go." You know, right. And then I ended up following them on Facebook and not Facebook, on Instagram. And they follow us now too on Minority Report and stuff like that. And I got to like get to know them, and you know, it was just it happens actually more often than I think, but I tend not to forget about it or not to think about it, because it's always just ingrained in me to just wherever I go see Black folks first, no matter what. Acknowledge and see my people first before I acknowledge anyone else that's outside of the party that I'm with, because we need to make sure that we're making room for us in these spaces that aren't catering to us. So I never really get the chance to think about it from either side.
Yeah, it was just an interesting question. So I hope he hears this episode, and I'll make sure I DM him and send him this. So thank you for that topic and that thought. And honestly, we didn't get too deep into the conversation then, but if there's additional just thoughts you had on it that spurs for you, or just like stories you've had, let us know, and we'll share that on the podcast. But yeah, it just made me kind of think, because it's just like, because I even just like outside of just Black people, like people of color, like there was this like Indian gay guy that was there too, and I was like, "Hey, bro," like, you know, it's just like, because I and maybe it's just simply like I know the feeling of being looked over by the white gay community, where it's just like they just almost pretend you don't exist in a weird way.
Yeah.
Until you say something to them, and then they want to kiki. It's like, no, girl, you saw me this whole week here laying in the same spot. Like, come on now. So yeah, but it's just like, I like DeJuan said, I don't know if I go above and beyond out the way, but like if I make eye contact and I'm gonna give you the little nod, the little, you know, hey, I see you kind of moment. And it just might be the upbringing, because like I had to do it in church all the time. I had to do it, and it was just a respect level there as well, of just saying, I see you. Yeah, that has always just kind of been ingrained in Black culture.
But there's nothing like being at a gay club, and you just see other Black folks, and y'all just hey, y'all just, you know, like just
that music get to going. You're like, oh shit!
There is just something just magical about that when we all are on the same frequency, same vibes, don't know spit about any of each other, but in that moment we are one. We are people.
It just hit different.
I just love that. I live for those moments.
I agree.
We would turn a place out. I love us sometimes. We will look, and then white people will be like, "Oh, what's going on over there?"
Right.
Oh, color folk.
But we just like to gas up people just doing some ill shit in the moment.
For real.
Like, cause like,
really do.
Because like you see that thing that's going viral, was that white dude on a
cruise
ship. No, on the cruise. Oh, that was good. On the cruise ship, and he's like started twerking and everything, and the Black people were like, I'm like, we stay gassing people up.
When he bent over though, I was even like, hey, because he bent over and was shaking that ass. I said,
and they got up and did the splits. I was like, bitch, you better do that dance.
And then kicked his legs up in the air and did it upside down. I was like, okay, we got this.
But I was just like, God, I just love me some us. I really do.
You knew the moment them flip flops came. He kicked them damn sandals off. He said, okay.
And it was the way he kicked them off too.
Right.
He said he did a little. And I was like, oh shit, hold on, I ain't ready. I was like, okay, you kicked them shoes off a little too good.
Okay.
Isn't it funny how like you can watch a situation like that and it literally only takes you like 2 milliseconds to see what they're going to do to see if it's going to be trash or not? Because you're like, wait.
No.
Okay.
It's in our DNA. Our DNA is already starting to rile up like, ooh, hold on. Hold on. the black, instead of the spidey senses, it's the blackie, the blackie senses. We
look,
just know.
He did what Jesse was trying to do.
Say that.
And I think on that note,
okay. I do. I know we are getting here in time, but I do want to get to that last thing that was on our list, though, because it was on our list last week too.
It sure was.
About do you call someone a best friend, or are you too old to call someone a best friend? So, what were you doing when that came about?
That one came up on Instagram, and it was like a grown ass man talking about. So I forget the comedian's name. But his best friend is, or at least who he called his best friend, is Boris Cujo. And so he was telling, he's like, I never called Boris my best friend, but I guess he is like my best friend. And like, you know, and he's like, and I never thought about it until like he took another friend of his to the Laker game after he took me to the Laker game. And I got upset because you supposed to take me to the Laker game. And then you calling him your best friend too. And I was like, hold on. And so the conversation was just obviously a comedic joke. But I was like, oh, is there an age limit on calling people your best friends? Do you call people your best friends? Like, what makes the ultimate best friend? Like, is it like by the city, the this and that? Because me personally, I don't know if I ever really called people my best friend. And maybe not ever since like I was like growing up. Like I always said, like I just always had like good friends and like my chosen family, things like that. But I don't know if I ever just had a best friend. I might have had, I guess in theory, a best friend at certain stages in life and certain moments, but I don't know. So I was just like, that's an interesting question. Do you age out of it, and how often do you call people your best friend? Can you have multiple best friends, even though technically the word best means one? You know, the ultimate, the pinnacle.
I have a best friend, and I say best friend all the time.
Okay.
All the Milos, right?
Yeah. Milos, yep.
Yeah.
Milos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And do you think, is there an age limit? So say you both are like 85, can you still say that, or does that look weird?
We're gonna be calling each other best friends and sisters until the day we die.
Yeah, that's
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
What about you, Jarrell?
I have a couple best friends.
Yeah.
I have multiple. Reason being is because they all are like, I like to do a lot of different things. And so I have like, you know, best friends in different parts of what makes me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have like that one person who is like reflects everything that who I am, no matter what, like we're into literally every single thing the same. The closest I would say would be my bestie, Zidane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was to the point where like we would be like, girl, let's go out tonight. All right, I'll meet you at 9 o'clock. And we would show up in the same damn outfit.
Oh, damn.
Every goddamn time. Like we would have the same type of pants, same color shirt on, same color shoes. And I'm talking about, it was like a daily fucking thing where we like, okay, we gotta stop. Yeah. What you wearing tonight? Then we would have a conversation of what each other wearing, so we don't look like Tia and Tamara every time at a goddamn bar, because it was literally like just like, you know. But I don't know. To me, I don't think there's an age limit. I don't think if there's a like an issue if you don't have someone that's the best friend or anything of the sort like that. I think it really just depends on, you know, you as a person and being able to keep up with the relationship or the requirements of having someone like the best friend, because just like a regular relationship, you have to really pour into it, and you got to make time, and you know, you do those crazy little one-off things and those little trips here and stuff like that. It's really like dating somebody. Like when you got a best friend, like you see them almost as much as the person you fucking and you sleeping and you dating with.
Yeah,
that's true.
You know.
Yeah.
If you go ahead, crew.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was just like, yeah. I think I've like had lived so many damn places. B, so many various things that I'm into, like music and then volleyball and then podcasts and then that it's just like you said, Jarrell, to have someone that is all of those. I've never had that, I don't think, but it doesn't mean I'd never had, probably in theory, a best friend like throughout life. Like, because I know growing up, the closest I could probably say distinctly is my friend Chris was probably my best friend for the longest time in my life, because like just growing up, and then we were always into music and things like that. So he still lives in Atlanta. I still check it, like, you know, so I still check in on him, even though our lives are a little different now. But like I could, to the day I died, that's gonna be one of my closest friends I've ever had in my life. Is it my best friend now? Probably not. You know, and so that's where I try to distinguish in my mind where and how and things like that. And like, I hope who's ever listening saying, "Oh, I tell Carell, I call Carell my best friend." I hope I'm not hurting their
my friends. I'm like,
right. It's like, but it doesn't mean that like I don't love them and care for them deeply and passionately and talk to them often. But mine is almost best in whatever the scenario. And that sounds bad in a way, saying it like that.
But I don't think so though, because I feel like when it comes to like your best friend, like you have to be on the same frequency, the same vibe, the same level.
Yeah.
So I understand like it being sometimes situational, you know. But I will say this though, like even if we're not hanging out, like I will still claim that person as my best friend. Like right now, like today, I would say my best friend is my friend Justin, and we just honestly met like 2 months ago. Yeah. But when I tell you, like he is kind of right there with Z as far as like people who come to close to reflect me. He's from Indiana. We both Black. We both love track and field and volleyball. We play in the same flag football, you know, like flag football team. We watch the same shows. Like we have a weekly TV night now because we watch like 5 or 6 shows that are the exact same. So we're like, I'm not gonna watch. We're gonna watch them together. You know, like so freaking close. But I don't know. I mean, some people have also turned into chosen family. I will say that too.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
Some people, you know, like kind of like what you were saying with your friend. Like, you know, maybe at that time they were, you know, my best friend in that moment, but now I check on them like I do like some of my family members. You know, like, I still love you. You know, we still got these memories. We can pick off right where we left off, like you do with certain family members, if that makes sense.
I do feel like at least for me, definition of best friend is where you claim each other.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I mean? Like for me, anyways. Like because if you were to ask Milos who his best friend is, he would say me. And if you ask me, I say Milos. Yeah. Now, a very, very, very close second to that is my sister Brandy. Hey, Brandy, I know you're listening. But my sister has a best friend already. And we brother and sister. So, and you know, we are exactly. It's a whole different kind of connection. But like we talk every single day. Every single day, except when we're traveling. She don't call me and I don't call her. It's just a thing we have. She stays traveling. Y'all think I travel. My sister travels. But you know, like I was sitting here thinking as you guys were just explaining that, I was just sitting here thinking like, okay, well, let's say that I were getting married. Who would I have be my best man?
Yeah.
And that's a tough question. Would I want it to, like, does your best friend have to be your best, you know, your maid of honor, your best man at your wedding, you know, or is it somebody that, because the best man at your wedding is the one that's going to do all the shit.
That part too. Right. And that's what I ran into, because it's just like, I have so many close friends. Well, not so many, that sounds like hundreds, but like, I have so many close friends that I guess in definition would be quote unquote best friends.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but no, for me, it was like, I have to have my brother. Like at the end of the day, like no one's gonna ultimately trump my brother, you know. Like so for me, that's how it came down to. And then I was like, hey, then it made it just easier because I was like, I'm not about to have 100 motherfuckers up here. Like this is crazy, you know. But it's just literally, So mine would almost have to be plural, best friends, even though in my mind it fucks with the way my brain thinks. I'm like, best though means like best.
That's why I stopped saying best friend and I say this is my bestie. You know, this is one of my besties.
Yeah.
Because that way, like friend just seems so singular.
Right.
So I say this is one of my besties, yada yada yada.
That's what I'm gonna have to
because
start doing,
I have multiple, you know, and I love them each so much with my being.
Right.
But they all occupy
right.
Yeah,
exactly.
They all occupy a different place or spot in my heart and in my life. You know, like, and I know that they have had some, you know, like key role in who I am today and like, you know, my happiness and stuff like that. And just my security and just who I am, you know, and being comfortable to go to people. Like I would consider you all like my besties and my family, my sisters, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's, you can have as many. It could be a damn village at this point.
Because like I got like my straight besties, like I got like my Popas, my Breens, my Daves, like there's so many, and so it like almost gives me anxiety because like you say they fill a certain need and love that you have. And it's just different than the love and need I have for you two. That's different than the love and need that I have for like my roommates in college, like Los and them. They were like my besties during college. So it's just like there's certain stages, and I'm a big believer too that like people are there for a season. A person might not need to be your bestie for 80 years. They might have needed to be your bestie for that time period. Doesn't mean you don't love them any less and things like that. Other people kind of come in and fill as you grow and things like that. So yeah, so when I saw that, it just made me go, you know how I go down rabbit holes, but I was like, that's interesting. But I don't think, I agree that I don't think there's a timetable or timestamp that you can utilize that wordage at all.
At the end of the day, like as we get a little bit broader in our use of language and these kind of like norms that we've become accustomed to that seem to put people and things into boxes, you know, like, oh, you know, you're masculine, you're feminine, you know, this is what a best friend is supposed to be. And, you know, this is what a relationship, at the end of the day, each person defines what works for them.
Absolutely.
You know, so this notion of like, oh, well, is there like a time limit on when I can call my best friend because I've aged out of it? No. If you still get love and joy out of telling the world about your relationship with this person and you classify it as this, speak it out to the world to the day that you feel like you don't want to do that anymore.
Should a best friend... know something that's funny? Y'all know something that's funny? I just thought about this right now. On this day a year ago on Facebook, I literally made a status being like, y'all cute or whatever, but Zidane is my best friend and I will fight you over anybody else. I literally said that a year ago today. And here I am being like, I have multiple. So bestie, I'm so sorry.
I know she about to call your ass right now.
I came for your best friends. When I said I got multiple best friends, you know I love you.
Watch the whole episode.
Right. Exactly. Well, on that note, we ain't gonna start no more fights between nobody. Community, stay safe out there. That's all we could say. You know, do what works for you and wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your ass.
All right, bye everybody.
Love y'all.